Hi, everyone. I just got off a phone call with some of my clients, well, two clients that are potentially sellers, and we had a very good conversation about the fears they're experiencing when it comes to selling. So I still have that a bit of a cold. I've got my mug here with my cats. They look more like rats, but that's Jake and Maddie. They run my house because I don't want to put this off. And if you don't know me, I'm Gina Wakeham. I'm a real estate agent in beautiful Victoria, BC, and I help buyers and sellers achieve a successful, stress-free sale through education, strategy, and modern marketing. If you or someone you know or love is having a hard time and they're thinking of buying or selling, please reach out. My details are in the description box below, and I'd love to just have a conversation or see what materials I have that I can send out to you. So let's just jump in. Number one is being overwhelmed by having years of possessions. And it makes sense. You've probably held on to a lot of things for a long time. Some you're going to need, some you don't need. And that is part of the process that you'll go through when the time is right, determining what you're going to keep and what you're not. But decades of belongings can make decluttering feel impossible. You need to work with someone who has a very clear plan they can provide you of how to go about doing this so that you do not have to be fearful. Number two, almost number one, is the amazing attachment people often have to their home. You've got so many memories and had so many experiences, and maybe you put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into renovating or building that house. It makes sense. I kid around sometimes and say to people, well, when's the last time you kissed that wall or hugged that door? Because it's not really the drywall and the wood framing and the flooring that you're in love with. It's the memories, and designing a plan so that you can take those memories with you is essential. Again, get on board with your agent. You need to have your structure laid out well so that when you get to your new home, you are not disappointed. Now, here's an example. I have clients, they raised their children in the same house in Broadmead for 30 years, and they're one of those families that had the door frame with the three kids' names and their birth dates and their heights. It was really important to them that they didn't lose that piece of their family history. And so we did look at taking a long panoramic picture of it and blowing it up, but in the end we just removed the door frame and had someone come in and reframe it, and they took it with them, and they have the one piece now actually framed in glass at their entrance. It's actually really cool. Okay, the fear of making the wrong move. Now, you might be fearful about making it the wrong time. Could I have waited and maybe I would have got more money for my home? Or the fear of moving to the right community or the right home. Homeowners often worry, what if I regret this choice? But you need to remember that if you're working through this process under your terms and your conditions, following your needs and your wants and your goals, then you should not be worried, because the end result should be exactly what you want, where you want it. The fourth fear that homeowners face when they're thinking of selling their home is the stress of the entire moving process. Now, you're going to have to go through everything before you even pack it to figure out what you're keeping and what you're giving away. And then that leads to all sorts of cleaning you really weren't expecting. Then you've got packing, and you've got staging, you've got timelines, and you've got paperwork. It feels overwhelming. From Saanich West to View Royal, clients often describe the process as physically and mentally exhausting. But I promise you that if you're doing this under your terms, following a plan, that the relief when you get to the other side and the joy and the excitement will be amazing. You do get to start a new chapter of your life. And once you get older, I've done that before. So it's an opportunity to try something new and go somewhere new and just have new experiences. Number 5, disruptions to your comfort. Even if your home is too large and too much maintenance, and you think, I don't even know why I'm here. This house has outgrown me. You're going to be giving up a certain level of comfort for a while. And that will mean the growing pains of going through the process itself. There's going to be work involved. There's going to be people coming through your home. You're going to have to keep things clean. There's all sorts of reasons that your comfort will be disrupted. But again, just keep your eyes on the goal at the end and follow the plan. You're going to hear me. I guess I'm saying that a lot. Follow the plan. Have a plan. I'll give you a plan. Follow the plan. Number 6 is doubting the downsizing benefits. And here we are talking about downsizing and not really right sizing, because usually it's when people think they are losing space, losing yard, that they're worried about that choice and whether that choice is going to outweigh the disruption of moving. I will tell you that given that I work with a lot of seniors and a lot of people in this situation, I have never seen anyone, once they get to the other end, not be anything but happy and relieved. And I'm talking not about just people who have moved into a smaller home, but I've helped many people who have moved into independent living scenarios, and I go visit them, and it is so fun. I've seen one of them win the contest for the best Halloween costume. Another one has taken up painting, and there are some people that are choosing to go on their own, whereas I have some where the family said, no, you know what, your health's not so great. You need a little bit of help, someone to cook your meals and just be around. But my gosh, they have happy hour, they have a movie theater, they have a painting room, they have parties all the time. As I tell people, it is a cruise ship that doesn't leave port. Why would you not want to try that? We work our whole lives to basically at the end be able to just relax and enjoy. So if someone's going to cook your meals and put on a party for you, why not? I say try it. 7 is the difficulty of knowing where to start. Now, you might get tired of hearing me, but I'm going to tell you over and over and over, talk to your realtor far out as you can from the time you think you want to go through the actual selling, moving process, because they can guide you. And the further out you start in time, you can do it more. You slowly work your way through things, and you don't have to get ambushed by having to do it all at once. Don't put that kind of stress on yourself. Take your time. Fear of regret. Leaving a neighborhood you love or a space you used to can bring doubt. This is especially common if you're in like a tight-knit community. For example, Oak Bay or Broadmead or Sydney. If you're in a neighborhood where you have raised your children there, as have other people, and then you've got this long history together, that can be quite fearful, is you just regretting letting that go. But have hope, because like I said, there's a new chapter on the horizon, and it might be new and exciting and fresh. And if you feel like your life's a little bit boring or dull, just in case, you might get a whole new lease on life. And a list of fears for home sellers is an emotional and practical burden of starting over. New routines, new surroundings, new systems. The transition feels daunting. Heck, you might get up in the night to go to the washroom with the lights off and you don't even know where you are and you're banging into things. So get some night lights. But the point being, you're just going to have to get used to newer routines. It's a new route that you're going to take to the doctor's or the grocery store. Maybe it's a new community center you're going to go to. So just know that, again, you can work through that, but don't be surprised if you feel there's emotional and practical burden of starting over. It's part of the process, but you'll get through it with a good plan. Now, these 10 fears don't mean you're not ready. They just mean you need a personal plan, a plan that's just for you in your situation based on your timelines and your needs. So if you need help getting organized, getting started, I'm going to link a guide down below for you, and my contact details are also in that description box. So please feel free to reach out, whether you're Victoria, Saanich, Oak Bay, or wherever you are. Most of the same principles apply. And if I'm not in your area, I will help find you someone that is. I want to thank you for watching this video, putting up with my voice, and hanging in there till the end. I hope you'll like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video.